For the past few years, Chelsea have followed one clear transfer strategy: sign the best young talent in world football. So when reports emerged that Chelsea are interested in Jordan Henderson and Danny Welbeck, most fans had exactly the same reaction. What? A 36-year-old midfielder and a 35-year-old striker? Has Chelsea abandoned the project, or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? Let's break it down. When these reports first surfaced, social media exploded. Many Chelsea fans couldn't believe it. Some called it panic buying. Others said it was a complete contradiction of everything BlueCo has been building since taking over the club. After all, this is the same Chelsea that invested heavily in players like Cole Palmer, João Pedro, Esteban, Kendry Páez, Dastan Satpayev, and many other young talents. So why would the club suddenly turn to two veterans nearing the end of their careers? On the surface, the criticism makes perfect sense. Jordan Henderson is no longer the midfielder who captained Liverpool to the Premier League and Champions League. Danny Welbeck isn't the explosive young striker who burst onto the scene at Manchester United. They're both well into their 30s, and Chelsea fans naturally want players who can improve the first team for years to come. But here's where things get interesting. Maybe Chelsea aren't signing them because of what they can do with the ball. Maybe they're signing them because of what they can do without it. Think about Chelsea's squad today. It is one of the youngest in the Premier League. There's incredible talent everywhere, but talent alone doesn't win trophies. When games become difficult, when confidence drops, when pressure builds, young teams often struggle. We've seen it ourselves. There were matches last season where Chelsea completely lost control after conceding one goal. The quality was there, the leadership wasn't. That's where players like Jordan Henderson come in. Love him or hate him, Henderson has captained one of the greatest Liverpool teams in modern history. He's won the Premier League. He's won the Champions League. He's led dressing rooms filled with elite players. Young footballers constantly speak about his professionalism and influence behind the scenes.
He's so funny. He's the funniest guy at this camp. Yeah. And he gets everyone laughing. He gets everyone together. If there's a problem between two people who bring them together, he's that kind of person where even the staff will go to him to sort out issues. He's got no ego when it comes to supporting the team. I mean, yes, he's a Champions League winning captain, Premier League winning captain. He's doing the sets for the finishes yesterday. He's relentless in wanting to be better and wanting to push everyone else to be better. He drives the intensity. Like Morg said, the best person I've ever come across in football.
So Chelsea may not be buying him to start every week. They could be buying someone who helps build a winning culture, someone who pushes standards in training, someone who keeps the dressing room together during difficult moments. Now let's talk about Danny Welbeck. This might actually surprise people even more. But if you've watched Brighton over the past year, you'll know Welbeck has quietly been one of their most important players. His movement is intelligent. He presses relentlessly. He works for the team. He accepts different roles without complaining. And perhaps most importantly, he's respected everywhere he's played. Managers love players like Danny Welbeck, not because they score 30 goals a season, but because they make everyone around them better. Imagine having a young striker learning every day from someone who spent almost 2 decades in the Premier League. That's valuable, especially for a squad filled with players still developing. This also tells us something about Xabi Alonso. If these reports are accurate, it suggests he's not just thinking about tactics. He's thinking about culture. He's thinking about mentality. He's thinking about creating a dressing room capable of competing for the biggest trophies. Look at the greatest teams in recent history. Manchester City had players like Walker and Gundogan guiding younger teammates. Real Madrid combined experienced winners with emerging stars. Even Liverpool's success under Jurgen Klopp relied on leaders throughout the squad. Experience matters. The real question isn't whether Henderson and Welbeck are better than Chelsea's young players. It's whether they can help those young players become better. Of course, there are risks. If either player arrives expecting to start every week, fans will rightly question the decision. If they block the development of younger players, it becomes difficult to justify. And wages will also matter. Chelsea cannot afford expensive short-term contracts that don't add real value. But if these are smart, low-cost deals with clearly defined squad roles, the story suddenly looks very different. Sometimes the most important signing isn't the most talented player. Sometimes it's the player who changes the mentality of everyone around him. So maybe this isn't Chelsea abandoning their project. Maybe it's the next phase of it. A squad full of young stars, now being balanced with players who know exactly what it takes to win. Whether Henderson or Welbeck eventually sign or not, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Xabi Alonso isn't just building a talented team, he's trying to build a winning team. And sometimes, those are two very different things. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you subscribe to the Blues Central, leave a like, and let me know in the comments. Would you take Jordan Henderson or Danny Welbeck at Chelsea, or do you think the club should stick exclusively to signing the younger players? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.